My name is Anna, and that's my lab, Echo. Welcome to our YouTube channel, where we focus around illuminating and expanding our awareness of the inner realm of our being. And today I thought I would take you on a hike through the beautiful red mountains and rocks of where I live, so that we can immerse ourselves in the nature around us and try to understand our own nature a bit deeper. Everything in nature invites us constantly to be what we are. And I feel really at home when I'm in nature because it just reflects to us what our nature is deeper when we sit and pause to listen and observe and take in the smells and the sights and the sounds. A tree doesn't try to be anything but what it is. And I think that's a great lesson on how to radically accept our uniqueness and to just be what we are. Alice Walker says it really beautifully. In nature, nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. Trees can be contorted, bent in weird ways, and they're still beautiful. And I love that because she's so right. Every tree is unique and different and bendy and weird, and we love it for that, because if they were all the same, we would get really bored. I think beyond that, diversity allows us to see things through a different lens or another perspective. If we saw the same tree over and over and over again, life would get pretty bland and probably monochromatic, because we're not able to see the hues and the shades and the value in another perspective, and having a tree that is shaped a little wonky. And I feel humans are, reflecting of that. John Muir, one of my heroes, said, "In every walk with nature, one receives far more than she seeks." And I find that to be true for myself. I'm always receiving something of beauty or unexpected surprise, a fellow traveler, or a beautiful tree to climb. And that is what I'm doing right here. I return to this tree over and over because it is one of my favorite trees to climb. It's super climbable. Even Echo tries to climb it. She can only get up the bottom layer though, and I love her for trying. She wants to be included, of course. But she's also pretty used to hanging out on the ground and being kind of like the guard dog. Isn't she so beautiful? Oh man, I'm so lucky. I'm the luckiest girl. I strangely feel so grounded in a tree, even being up high. And I brought a snack of cotton candy grapes. Always bring a snack. They're great to enjoy and keep yourself, nourished by nature's wonderful abundance. And the first thing I'll do in a tree is just really appreciate what it looks like and feels like to be up there, and take in the leaves. Buddha, wonderful Buddha, said, "If you wish to know the divine, feel the wind on your face and the warm sun on your hand." And I love that so much. It just brings you into the present moment, and all we have is the present moment, and to be present with myself. I brought my journals to do some journaling. I think it's a great place to write down your thoughts and to allow your inner self to express everything that you can hear and observe while you're exploring nature, because it's usually more quiet and the world's distractions are kind of put on hold, and it makes me very contemplative. And I'll definitely watch passerbys. And so does Echo. A lot of times she's my example of how to just be in nature and observe things. Why is it that when we grow up, we lose the art of climbing trees? I have really missed this practice because when I was a child, I used to climb and climb great cottonwood trees in our backyard and at the park right across from my house. And as an adult, I do it now, and sometimes I get these stares from people that actually notice I'm in a tree, and they think it's a little odd maybe for an adult to be up in one. And for me, I feel the most at home being held up in the limbs and the trunk and the branches. And this tree has a perfect spot for sitting. Let me show you. So I can meditate, I can be just at peace and breathe because of all the great oxygen. And it takes me straight back into my imagination and the feeling that I'm just up in a higher perspective, and everything in my life is just kind of minimized for a minute, and I can get another perspective and observe without being so up close and attached to things. And it makes my problems seem a little easier to sort out in my head. And yeah, so trees wisdom, I highly recommend you pop into one. Cottonwoods are great climbing trees because they have big huge trunks and spots to sit and climb and lots of bark to grab onto, and shade. So if you haven't climbed a tree in a while, 10/10 recommend. Oh yeah, the only caveat is that whatever tree you decide to climb up, you just have to make sure you can get back down. Another activity that I really love to do while I'm in nature, other than climbing trees, is some environmental art. So I'll usually just collect whatever is around the spot that I want to do it, whether it be leaves or sticks or flowers or rocks, and just start letting whatever come out how I want to express. And here I'm just drawing my pattern first before I go over it. And for me, it was the 5-star pentacle design because I'm so fascinated with sacred geometry and nature's geometry. I find that this is a way to not only connect more to my surroundings, but to honor the tree for the conversation I had with it, and just to leave a little bit of me behind, but not in a way that will really last, or make too big of an impact. And I find it's fun. It brings me back into my child self, my inner child self, and allows me to play and explore in a way that is different every time. Nature is one of the purest portals to inner peace, and I think this is because it just allows us to be exactly who we are. We don't have to wear masks. We don't have to perform in any kind of way. We can just be utterly ourselves and sit in stillness with the rocks and the trees. And I'll find a place to do just that and just be and meditate on life and process what's going on for me. I like to just become the rock. And it's pretty awesome. You should try it. Something else I find so therapeutic about being in nature is when I just take my shoes off, my socks off, and let my feet connect straight to the ground and the dirt and Mother Earth, and close my eyes and just ground myself and really put my presence deep and rooted into the earth. It stabilizes me. It's got a lot of physical benefits of pulling all the negative ions down and through into the earth, because the earth herself has a magnetic grid, an electromagnetic energetic field, and we're energy bodies as well. So it's very good to tap in and ground into that grid, especially since in this day and age we all wear shoes a lot too much, I think, and we lose awareness in our feet. So I chose to take my shoes off here, and yes, there's a lot of glass, but I wouldn't recommend doing it in a spot with so much glass, but it's making my awareness even more, because I don't want to step on anything and cut myself. So I haven't so far, knock on wood. Like, if dogs can go padded pretty much just with their paws everywhere and be okay, I think humans are capable of much more than we allow our minds to even go there, So the majority of my hikes I usually do kind of barefoot if I can. It depends on the terrain, even rocky ones. Because I live in an area that's sand and rock, I do it quite a bit. If you lived in a forest area and there was a lot of porcupine needles and insects, maybe not. But just even finding a good spot to sit and do it while you meditate or contemplate or write or observe and just be. It's wonderful. So next time you find yourself all alone exploring in the wilderness, wherever you are on the planet, just try to find one new thing about yourself to explore that you didn't know before, and get curious with it. There's always something to discover underneath, within and without, as above, so below. And thank you guys for going on this hike with me and for letting me share a bit of myself with you. Echo says goodbye as well. She is always running to catch up. No, truthfully, she's in the lead. Bye.